Hello, WHS, and welcome to the Bdtv announcements. I'm Luke Barry.
I'm Ryan Karlin. Folio, WHS's literary magazine, is accepting submissions for its 2021 issue. To submit your poetry, prose, or visual art, go to westfieldfolio.com. The deadline for submissions is April 18th.
Attention senior athletes. This is the final week for you to submit your booster scholarship applications. The link for the form is on the athletic department's webpage. There are also hard copies outside the front door at WHS in the booster scholarship bin. The deadline is tomorrow, April 16th at 3 p.m.
For this week's sports update, we go to Gabby Scipioni for info on what our Blue Devil teams are doing this week.
This week, congratulations are in order for both the varsity and JV volleyball teams. It was a sweep for Scotch Plains Fanwood to win the Union County Championship. The JV team took SBF in straight sets and finished their season undefeated. The varsity had a battle and lost the first set, but came back to win the next two to take their first title since 2017. Seniors Gianna Mangiamelli, Emma Hanley, Carrie Donovan led the attack and combined for 32 kills. Anna Titchener and Victoria Toll combined for 24 assists. Becca Dayon controlled the defensive forces, and together Westfield had 55 digs. Middle blockers Chloe Cruiser and Taylor Addis blocked 8 shots. Juniors Olivia Bryan, Chelsea Dwan, and Melissa D'Addario also contributed to the win. Congratulations to the Blue Devils for winning their first state sectional game against Linden 2-0. They will play Watchung Hills in the semifinal on Friday. Boys golf beat New Providence on Tuesday 163-214. Boys lax scrimmaged Ridge on Tuesday and beat them 15-0. Baseball on Tuesday scrimmaged Watchung Hills and lost 8-6. Girls lax on Wednesday scrimmaged North Brunswick and won 12-0. Girls softball scrimmaged SPF on Wednesday as well and won 11-3. On Thursday, boys golf plays Summit at 3:30. Also on Thursday, softball scrimmages JP Stevens at 4. On Friday, baseball scrimmages Ridge at 4, and softball also scrimmages Woodbridge at 4. On Saturday, baseball scrimmages are at Montclair at 11. Also on Saturday, girls lacrosse scrimmages Northern Highlands. Hope to see you next week.
You may know Mr. Geyer around WHS as the men's choir director, but he is also an elementary school music teacher who has created an app to help his students learn music from home. Alex Blancato sat down and talked with Mr. Geyer about this new and innovative application.
Last year, when the schools were shut down, many students found themselves without the resources to continue some aspects of their education. Many band or orchestra students found themselves studying music without the availability or convenience of having their instrument. One of our own Westfield teachers was upset to watch students unable to play and wanted to do something to change that. That's when he came up with the idea for the virtual xylophone.
Especially last year when we were in lockdown during the beginning of the pandemic, I had no way of actually having instruments for them. So I checked online and I was looking for virtual xylophones and I looked for apps and I downloaded a couple, but they did not sound good for one. They were not responsive and they just, you couldn't use your fingers for them or you couldn't use the number keys. So I actually coded that into my xylophones themselves to make it easier for my students.
Using a website called Scratch, Mr. Geyer was able to create a virtual xylophone which sounded real and was both accessible and easy to use.
A lot of music teachers are now using it and other teachers since I put my virtual xylophone out there last April.
Since last April, the virtual xylophone has gained recognition being used in classrooms worldwide.
And that sort of took off and that sort of led to having the news article written up and also other opportunities opening up to me. So I have a webinar that I'm teaching nationally for tomorrow night for music teachers. And actually, we have a lot of participants. It's not just national, it's global. So we have a lot of participants viewing this webinar from China and from other countries. So it's a big organization called Teaching with ORF. And then I'm also doing another podcast interview later this week. And one of the biggest things for me is, in my philosophy of teaching, is that all children should have access to music and quality music education. And so they may not have like a xylophone at home, obviously, but they have a device, I'm sure, and maybe a laptop. And so they can play it now, or they can take it on their phone too and play it on their phones.
Starting Friday, Governor Murphy has opened up the vaccine to all eligible people over the age of 16. Here's Jacob Chalfant on the updates to who can receive their shots and how to get them.
Since March of 2020, Westfield has fought the COVID-19 pandemic with continued safety measures meant to keep our citizens safe. Luckily, the hardest part does seem to be behind us. On Monday, April 19th, everyone in New Jersey ages 16 or older will be eligible to receive the vaccine. To get a vaccine, there are plenty of ways to go about signing up for one, but we recommend using a vaccine bot to get alerted when there are appointments available for you, so you can increase your chances of getting a location and time slot that's most desirable. For my vaccine, I used @NJ_vaccine on Twitter to get alerted to when there are COVID vaccines available in New Jersey. Another way to register for a vaccine is through Union County's Vaccination Portal at ucnjvaccine.org. On the website, you'll find all of the vaccine appointments administered by the government available in Union County. When signing up for a vaccine, all you'll need is your medical insurance information, or if you don't have insurance, you will need your social security number. After you've successfully registered for your vaccine, you'll get an email from your pharmacy or mega site giving you more details about what to do when you go to get your vaccine. That's all for us on vaccines this week, Westfield High School. We'll see you next week.
And that's all for this week's Bdtv announcements. Any and all links can be found in the description below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram @WHSBDTV. Stay safe and see you next week.